With upcoming plans revealed and more, this is Pro Wrestling Central. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Touching on Jade Cargill's upcoming WWE comeback, Ringside News wrote that Jade Cargill has been absent from WWE television since the brutal backstage attack on the November 22nd episode of SmackDown, leaving fans eagerly awaiting her return. However, following the events of Raw this week, it appears Cargill could be coming back imminently. The February 24th episode of Monday Night Raw featured a surprising main event as Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez challenged Bianca Belair and Naomi for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. In a result that shocked many fans, Morgan and Rodriguez emerged victorious, capturing the championships. According to PW Insider, now that Bianca Belair and Naomi are no longer tag team champions, WWE is shifting focus back to Jade Cargill's injury storyline. Cargill is expected to return to television very soon, possibly as early as this week or at Elimination Chamber in Toronto this weekend. It was previously reported that Jade Cargill is no longer at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. She had been training there for the past few weeks to get ready for her return to television. WWE is reportedly debating between two possible names for the reveal when it comes to Jade Cargill's attacker, and the storyline will revolve around Cargill hunting down her attacker. Asked about potential frustration in the WWE Women's Division, Bianca Belair told the New York Post, "I haven't really seen anything, to be honest. What I will say is that it is WrestleMania season and everyone is fighting to get on WrestleMania. It's the biggest time of the year and is our Super Bowl. Everyone wants to be on WrestleMania. That's why I'm happy we got two new titles to showcase that talent. It's a hectic time of the year and everyone is fighting to get on WrestleMania. That's how this time of the year is. It's going to keep getting crazier and crazier because women from NXT are going to get called up and we're all fighting to get to WrestleMania. That's just natural feelings. If you don't want to be on WrestleMania, why are you here?" As Drew McIntyre is set to compete in the Elimination Chamber, this was said by Ringside News regarding his knee. Drew McIntyre isn't letting anything slow him down, not even a swollen knee that needed medical attention just hours before WWE SmackDown on February 21st. According to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, McIntyre has a knee issue. It's nothing major, although it was swollen and needed it drained before the SmackDown show on February 21st. But right now, it's nothing that will keep him out of action. McIntyre himself previously addressed the situation, revealing he couldn't fully bend his knee and had to take action to make sure he could compete at full capacity. Despite his doctor's hesitation, the Scottish Warrior pushed through and got the fluid drained, ensuring he was ready to go. "I told the doctor, listen, let's get this fluid out. He wasn't exactly over the moon about it, but medically it was safe or we wouldn't have done it in the first place," McIntyre said. True to form, McIntyre didn't let the issue stop him, stepping into the ring that night and taking down Jimmy Uso without hesitation. Now, heading into Elimination Chamber, he's focused on one thing: winning. With John Cena, CM Punk, Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, and Logan Paul standing in his way, McIntyre knows this will be one of the biggest fights of his career, but if history has shown anything, it's that the Scottish Warrior doesn't back down. With him having been out of action from AEW since suffering a tibial fracture as well as multiple ligament tears in May of 2024, Eddie Kingston gave an update on his health, telling Wrestling with the Narrative, "Physically, I feel like mentally, I feel like so every day I'm just working on getting better, you know what I'm saying? Physical therapy, it's been tough just to get to physical therapy because of my insurance. I just got new insurance and then right when I was ready to start my new PT place, I started getting stomach issues. No cancer, no ulcer, Meltzer, no nothing. My primary doctor was like, how's stress for you? I said, how long do you have? Do we need a therapist to come in here? Not having that has really messed with my head. Thank God I have a good lady and I got good friends around me. I'm not gonna mention who because some work at other companies and I don't want to ruin their stuff. As you can see, no haircut, no shave, going through my Brody era. Homicide, and my mother said I look like Brody. She goes, you look like that crazy guy you used to always watch. Explaining why Ricky Starks changed his name in WWE, Ringside News wrote that Ricky Starks made his way to NXT on the February 11th episode of NXT, and it was later revealed that he would now be known as Ricky Saints. Fans questioned why Saints had a name change in the first place, and now the reason behind the change in name has been revealed. Mike Johnson of PW Insider recently held a Q&A session where he answered several questions from fans. Johnson was asked why Ricky Starks couldn't keep his ring name in WWE even though it's his legal name, similar to Jade Cargill. Johnson explained that the simple reason is that WWE wanted to trademark a name for him themselves, saying, the easy answer is WWE wanted to trademark a ring name themselves. Ricky previously revealed that he chose Saints to honor his hometown, New Orleans. The name represents the city's culture, including its football team and French influence, while still sounding similar to Starks. Revealing plans for Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker at WrestleMania 41, WrestleVote said during the Backstage Pass Q&A, they're tossing around a multi-man, which has become tradition here at WrestleMania, whether the Intercontinental title or tag titles last year, but I'd be surprised if it wasn't a multi-man type of match, since I heard rumblings about that. Not saying there was going to be a ladder involved. Don't know if that's the direction they're going, but I doubt it's Braun Breaker versus X in a one-on-one match. When it comes to controversy surrounding The Rock's return to WWE programming, Ringside News wrote that The Rock has been shaking things up ever since his return to WWE SmackDown, but now it looks like some people backstage aren't thrilled with the way things are playing out. His latest promo saw the final boss declare his intention to mold Cody Rhodes into the champion he sees fit, going as far as saying he wants to take a piece of Rhodes' soul. That answer is expected to come in Elimination Chamber on March 1st. But while The Rock is commanding all of the attention in front of the cameras, there's a different kind of tension brewing behind the scenes. According to Dave Meltzer in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, some within WWE were not happy when Elimination Chamber's main ad was completely changed, removing everyone else and replacing them with a solo image of The Rock. There were several people upset internally this week when the main Chamber ad took everyone off the ad and it was replaced with a new ad with only the photo of Dwayne Johnson, Meltzer reported. This comes after reports that WWE's creative team wasn't even given a heads up about The Rock's recent appearances until just hours before he made his return. Now, with Elimination Chamber right around the corner, some are wondering if The Rock's presence is overshadowing the event's main focus. Going over news on CM Punk's reputation in WWE, WrestleVotes noted on Backstage Pass, I've heard nothing but positive since the day he came back. I continue to hear positive. He has just put himself in a position where he can be approached. He does his job, he gets over, he sells merchandise. I mean, he's doing everything they possibly ask him. Previously, The Undertaker said this on Busted Open Radio about how Punk has changed since his last WWE run. Absolutely, he's mature. He's actually very pleasant to be around, and that's a word we don't often hear thrown around when it comes to Punk. Before he left the first time, he was very aloof. A lot of times, aloof. He could be somewhat combative, and he was one of those guys who wanted to fight for every heel, but not always in a good way. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.